It's
to oppose the
time
governor
to
of Michigan
open up.
stay-at-home order.
Protesters were not interested in social distancing.
I'm asking people to give meaning to our freedom and liberty.
Okay, so what is freedom? In this society, many of us has a quantitative understanding of freedom, and freedom is normally just reduced to choice. To be perfectly free means to have unlimited choices, and anything that removes choices is to infringe the freedom. But actually, we live in a society that we are somehow not free to do certain things because there's law. We all agree to certain law that restrict our freedom in the sense that we are not totally free to do anything. Because freedom is not an arbitrary concept to choose to do whatever we want, whatever we please. Just like we don't see law as something that hinders us, but help the society as a whole to live in peace and in charity. Freedom consists not in doing what we please, but in having the right to do what we ought to. Because freedom comes with
responsibility.
I mean, sure, we can do whatever we want, as if no one will tie us. We don't have physical impediment, but we are not free to choose the consequence of the choices. So for example, if freedom is regarded only as doing whatever I want, if I want to steal some Skittles from a shop, I'm free to do that, but I'm not free from the consequence that I'll be penalized. So what freedom is really about, what does it mean to be free, and how to draw the line between freedom and law. Because of our human incapability of self-control, law is inevitable, and because there's unlimited want in our human desire, there's always tension between law and freedom. But is law really incompatible with freedom? So according to an Irish philosopher, Philip Pettit, personal freedom means freedom before the law, under the law, in support of the culture in exercise of personal liberties. So what does that really mean? I think it's best illustrated with a story. Well, I think the earliest story illustrates the concept of law and freedom from the book of Genesis. Yeah, I can't really think of a story that illustrates before creation. In Genesis chapter 2 verse 15 it says, "You may eat indeed of all trees in the garden, however, of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil you are not to eat. For the day you eat of it, you shall most surely die." Well, from the first sentence it says like Adam and Eve are pretty free and enjoy a lot of basic liberties to play, to eat, to do whatever they want in the garden. But seems there's always one and only one law. Why is it always a law? So in the book of The Source of Christian Ethics by a priest,
Servez Theodore Pinkers.
It says freedom is categorized as freedom of indifference and freedom for excellence. Freedom is the ability to live life with excellence, the shaping of desire to make the good first possible, then effortless. The shaping of desire that makes the good first possible, then effortless. So what does law have to do with freedom for excellence? I'll give you one more example. So I don't play piano. I didn't learn to play piano. So if you ask me to play, let's say Beethoven Symphony No. 9, I won't be free to play because I didn't know the law of music. I didn't learn the theory of music. I know nothing about music. So if I play, I'm free to hit some notes and to make some sounds. But it won't make sense. It won't be excellence, it will be indifference. But if I ask my friend Bernard to play Beethoven Symphony 9, it would be like Beethoven playing, because he knows the law of music, he knows how each notes complement each other. At the beginning, he might have to learn of the theory, but from now on, he doesn't even have to think of the theory, he doesn't even have to think of the law. He is free to play whatever music, whatever piece, whatever symphony he wants. Because the law has incorporated in his mind already, and he just flies when he plays. So as living in this society, we have civic duties and also natural and moral law from God. By obeying and loving the law, we flourish as human beings and as a society as a whole. On the contrary, like Adam, he is free to eat the forbidden fruit, but he's not free from the consequence of sins. But somebody may argue like, why is God giving us this arbitrary rule not to eat from that tree particularly? If he's all loving, is he trying to like trick us? Is he trying to test us? Well, not really, because love requires freedom, and without freedom, we can't love. If God, so to speak, not allow us to disobey Him, we don't have a choice to obey Him. So if He doesn't give us a choice to not love Him, we cannot love Him. So for example, there's this button. If I press it, the most perfect, talented, good-looking, loyal spouse will appear in front of me and will love me forever. Will you press it? I wouldn't, because she won't be free to love me, but I would rather someone who is imperfect, who chooses to love me. And God is that person as well. He doesn't want you to give up freedom and to resign and conform to His love, but He wants you to want to love Him. And because to be truly free, we have to learn how to love. Because love is more about interior sensibility than exterior action. Well, the most classic definition of love is to will the good of others. And to acquire this virtue of love, we have to have an habituation to the disposition of the good. And to know what is good, we have to follow the most loving person, who is God and His law. I think we can act freely in everything we do if we love. St. Augustine has this quote in Latin, it's like, Dilige et quod vis fac. Christian freedom is not about resignation, it's not conformity, but about love. So when we love, we are more free, but we can only love with a choice. But freedom is not all about choice, but more about love. It seems like a paradox, and it is actually. Freedom is not only about choices, but we cannot love without choice. Well, law is restricting certain of our behaviors, but without law, we won't be free. Because without law, it is an arbitrary kind of freedom that doesn't really give us life, but to destruction, to separation, and even to death. Because only living in truth and responsibility that we can be free. So yes, freedom is not an absolute concept, it underlies some kind of sacrifice. But freedom can only be given up for love, because we can't think of any reason to surrendering freedom. Just like if you have someone that you really love, you really trust, you give up absolute anything for that person, for that relationship. As our human intellectual capacity to understand is so limited, I think our capacity to love can always grow. So to trust and love is to obey the law of supreme love and supreme good, and hopefully we can get to choose what is love, truthful, and flourishing. I mean, can't you see the little flag here? And the little person here?